Hello, all. A very good afternoon. So, before I start, I hope I'm audible and visible both. Okay. So, Hemant, you can hear me, right? I assume yes. So, let me start with this. So, like I said, a very good afternoon, and I'm here with my co-author Hemant Kumar. We
Hi
we both are
everyone.
from. Hello, Hemant. So, we both are from Amdocs, and we are here with our paper, our idea testops.ai. So, before I start, a recent study from Gartner says that use of machine learning and AI will transform the way IT and operations behave as of now. So that is the whole idea which we are going to implement here. So our solution is our product is testops.ai, an intelligent testing and environment management solution. I'll brief about myself and Hemant. So I'm a software test manager in Amdocs with having approximately 15 years of experience, and I'm with testing since last 14 years. My areas of interest are innovation, automation, machine learning, and all these things. Hemant is my co-author. He is an automation specialist with 7 years of experience in Amdocs, and he is involved in multiple automation machine learning solutions. With this, let's move quickly to the next slide. So, what is the main problem? The biggest challenge of a tester is, and here comes the answer. Test environment is down, I cannot work. So that is the biggest problem statement which we took as our challenge and trying to solve it via machine learning and artificial intelligence. So the problem here is, like I stated, testing team effectively gets very little time to do actual functional testing. And why so? Because most of the times either builds are getting deployed or environment is down, or if builds are deployed, then the environment is not coming up, there are infra issues, configuration issues, and the environment is not stable. So eventually the time which testing team gets is very less. So that is our problem. And the problem is much bigger than what we anticipated. So the cherry on the cake is that similar problems happens in the actual production also. There are downtimes when new software release gets deployed. Eventually the application is not available and end user cannot use it. Result, business losses. So these are the main environment challenges or system challenges. And who's struggling? IT or operation engineers are struggling. Who is impacted? End users and QA is impacted. So as a QA, our struggle is frequent build failures. Builds are failing again and again. Multiple server errors and heap issues. Unplanned downtimes, outages. If environment is up, performance is slow. Application is behaving very slow after the build deployment. Inefficient resource utilization, environment challenges, and poor coding practices. So these are normal problems which a normal QA person gets when he's working on a testing environment. So these are the problems, and like I said, production problems. So these are things which we are trying to solve. How we are trying to solve it? We have a solution testops.ai, and the name itself suggests that we are trying to make life of testing and operations engineers easy with the use of AI. Like I was saying, there was a study by Gartner, and they were saying that large enterprises today utilizing machine learning approximately 5 to 10% to solve their operations issues, and by 2023 this will be more than 50%. What it means is, by 2023 more than 50% of the operations or environment issues will be solved by automated solution via machine learning or artificial intelligence. And guess what? We don't have any foolproof product or a stable product which can handle this challenge or this problem. So we came up with this solution, and the idea is we are trying to build a full suite of product around it, so that all the problems which are related to operations, system, environment, we can solve it via machine learning and AI. So this will be a landmark and path breaking product which will come into the market. So it is one stop solution for all test environment configuration, infra and build issues. How we are doing it? So this is a brief idea, uh, deep into the insight that what are the things or technologies which we are trying to use. So our goal is end-to-end service visibility and streamlined incident resolution with the use of advanced analytics. What we are using? We are using deep learning, supervised learning, bit of statistics, and DevOps. So all these, latest technologies and machine learning, we are trying to leverage, learn, and predict. What we are doing, we are collecting events and incidents from multiple sources into a single alert framework. When I say multiple sources, those could be servers, firewalls, system logs, web server logs, database logs, or any incidents. We will collect all of them, we will feed into the system, and we'll generate some meaningful and useful information which can help testers, operation guys, developers, clients, customers, and users, everyone. Our approach is we are trying to use anomaly detection and predictive health score to monitor KPI data and prevent issues 30 minutes in advance before they actually happen. And that is the biggest feature. What we will do, we will detect the anomalies, that yes, there are few anomalies. What are anomalies? These are significantly outlier or different incidents which will happen in a normal routine. So we will try to predict those anomalies using the algorithms, and then we'll say, hey, after 45 minutes or 30 minutes, this server is going to crash, or the memory usage will be too high that it will be tough to handle by the system. So this is what we are trying to do. We are monitoring troubleshooting across our infrastructure using ML, and it could be physical server on premises, it could be virtual, or it could be on cloud. And then when we predict, we are trying to integrate it with CI/CD tools and pipeline so that we can predict and we can fix it if possible. Same solution can be replicated in customer production environment, like I said, not only in testing environment, but it could be very useful in production environment also. Moving ahead, so this is our architecture, like I explained. We will be taking inputs from all these: app server, web server, data center, databases, firewalls, routers, application servers. We will be using these into training our model via logs, events, and matrices. We will be using our algorithms, and we have outputs. What are the outputs? So the biggest problem what we have in our industry, why outages happen? Outages happen because IT ops, operations team, infra team, they are so much flooded with alerts or tickets daily that they cannot focus on what are the actual critical relevant problems which they need to focus on. They have numerous, countless tickets and alerts, humongous logs, and they are too much occupied into this. So we are trying to make life easy for them as well. Outputs are optimize build deployment time, minimize post code check-in and build failures, configuration issues, predict configuration issues, and if possible, try to auto fix it. Predict resource consumptions like RAM, CPU, do the log analysis via machine learning, NLP, and predict the incidents which are going to happen in future. So we are collecting information from different input sources, putting into our system, analyzing them, and predicting them. So this is the front and landing page of our product, testops.ai. We will be quickly going through the videos in some time. You can see that we are trying to predict the outages, predict the incidents, improve the performance. We are going to do the log analysis by training our models. Let's go to the case study. And this is actually a real case study in our project. So we are working for North American telecom service provider. And what are frequent issues? So let's talk about the day of production when the build is going on or the release is going to be deployed into that service provider. When the new product is going to be deployed, longer system downtime, sometimes 3 hours to 4 hours outage window. In production, think about that the application is not accessible for 3 to 4 hours during the release deployment. What happens? End user cannot access, cannot purchase, cannot buy offers or features, resulting business losses. High expenditure in fixing these build issues, configuration changes. We need big size infra, operation, development, QA teams. So this is a general problem on every production deployment day. Let's take a quick look on a day in the life of a test environment. Being in the testing team, I can sense it that build failures and long build deployment window eat our significant portion of our day or time. And even once the environment is delivered, we still face sometimes configuration issues. And again, what happens? We are again waiting, again outages, again wait. What will happen after testops.ai is implemented? Automated build analysis will be done beforehand. Most of the build and configuration issues will be identified. No more actual build failures in production or minimal downtime, you'll say, more uptime, early outages prediction, and more testing environment availability. Result: happy end customer, happy end user, happy tester, and all of us are happy. Benefits: like I was saying, that this tool or this product, I'll not say it's tool, it's a full-fledged product. It will be a game changer in environment and system health stabilization. We have done enough research and we could not find a solution, a robust solution which will do all these things with the use of ML or AI. Benefits, I'll name few. First one is more production system uptime. This is the biggest advantage. And what happens? End user and customer are happy. Second, more uptime means more business as well. This is the main goal, right? Third, when we talk about QA environment, we will have more QA environment. So it means QA team can use the environment more, they can test more, and they can deliver a good quality software. So good quality will go in production, robust system in production. Fourth, service degradation prediction. We will do it 30 minutes in advance. If we'll predict something in advance, of course we will fix in advance, and that will be a robust system. Next, total incident reduction by 45%. This is the data what we saw in our projects. We are using it since last few months and we see this. So if there are less reductions, less incident, it means operation team will be working efficiently and will be focusing on what actually needs their attention, not on unnecessary alerts. And what our predictions include? Our predictions include resource leak, potential concurrency race conditions, non-utilized CPU cycles, memory or CPU, all these things we are going to predict. So with this, like I was saying, I'll end my presentation and I'll go quickly to the videos. Like I was saying in the start of this presentation, as per the study from Gartner, use of machine learning and AI in environment system health will transform this field. And that is what we are trying to solve here. I believe it will be the first solution of its own kind. Now let's quickly go to the video. I'll briefly go into the video and I'll show it. So we will be demoing here three problems which we are trying to resolve: outages, performance, and analysis. So with this, I'll start and I'll brief. So this is the GUI of our solution, testops.ai, and it is the first landing page. You can see on the home page, we can see outages, incident, performance, log analysis, and we'll talk one by one about these. You can train your model. So here you can see incident and events, test ops, machine learning transforming DevOps, predict events and incidents before they happen. We are training our model. Next is outages. So we are predicting incidents, we are predicting outages, we are training our model. We are predicting server errors. So whatever you would like to do, just click on that and train your model. How we are doing it? We are doing it via anomaly detection. Like I explained, anomalies are these points, these peaks, which we are trying to capture via machine learning algorithms, and these will be our areas of interest. And here we can say that here the systems are behaving abruptly, and we have to predict this and fix these. These are the things, like I was saying, outages. See the problem before it becomes a problem. So we are trying to predict the outages beforehand, and I'll show the demo today. Second is performance degradation. We will try to highlight the performance degradation also. Then we will see that how the application performance will happen. We will take the APIs as inputs, we will analyze the behavior, and we will predict the time, how much API time will be consuming, and accordingly we will predict the performance. We will predict the environment challenges as well. Moving ahead, so what are these numbers? So these are the some of the numbers which we gathered from our projects. So right now this is an in-house product which we have deployed in many projects, and these are the outages which our system has captured as of now. And these are the memory outages, 291 memory outages, more than 2800 outages of different sorts. We have successfully prevented 952, and the performance improvement what we have done is 1921. So these are the numbers which are coming from our in-house projects where this product is deployed. Features of test ops DI: outages, server and heap issues, performance degradation, poor coding practice. This is an interesting one, how we are predicting the poor coding practices. So we are taking an input of codes via the generic repositories like Git and all those. We were analyzing those code, as well as we are taking code reviews as our input. We are processing them via natural language processing, and then we are suggesting that this needs to be corrected in your code. So these are the poor coding practices which we are capturing, analyzing, and suggesting, so that the code is of high quality. Resource utilization, build failures, all these things we are product. So we cannot show all of these right now, but we will try to show a couple of features like outages in this video, and then we'll go to two more videos quickly. So we clicked on the outages window, and next is this page opens. So like I was saying, the purpose of this page is that you can select your project and module. So suppose there are two projects, project A and project B. Project A is working on, say, CRM application, and project B is working on, say, some ordering system, and both wants to utilize our software. So they have to select their parent module like project A and sub module and proceed with the training. If your system is not there, if your project is not there, then we have given this opportunity that you can add your project and your module, and then it will be showing here. So once you add you can see that we have added our project, we have added our module, and this is the next page which is coming. So here we are training. So once we click on train, our system is learning, and then we are upload. So this is what our system is doing. It is getting trained here. Once it is trained, then we will upload the data which we are trying to predict, and then we will do the analysis. So this is, here we are doing the training, and we are training our systems with the incidents, or it could, so input could be anything. It could be incidents file, it could be logs from different Splunk or any other database or any other server. So all these things will be, so different input based on the different problem. Like in this, it will be, we are doing a Excel as an input. You can, if your Excel is not in the template format, you can download the template and then you can upload it. Then you can train the TestOps.ai. You can see here that we have an optimized training button. So we are using multiple algorithms like logistic regression, linear regression, multiple algorithms are there, and whichever gives the best results, we will use that. So if you will click this optimized training button, then multiple algorithms will be used in backend, and based on that, it will be trained. If you will not do, then it will be a specific algorithm. So we will optimize the training. We will do the training. We are uploading the data, what we want to predict. We are doing the analysis, and this is the analysis. So this is a raw data we have, because we cannot show our actual project data due to the compliance issues. So this is a dummy data which we have trying to predict here, because we cannot show the live data. So you can see that we are predicting then in next 1 hour this server will be up, but it will be down around 11:45, and the percentage accuracy of this result is 88% approximately. So that is how we are predicting the outages based on the input what we have taken from the past. So this is one video. Now I'll quickly go to the next video. This is our performance analysis video. So like I said that the UI will be similar. It is a front landing page, home page, anomaly detection, this I covered, outages, performance degradation. And this time we will be clicking on performance. This is, so here we are clicking on the performance, the same page is coming up. We are adding our module because now we are trying to do the performance analysis. If it is not there, we can add as well.
Yeah. So, but just to add, this particular page will be coming, model selection page will be coming in before each of your flow, so that the earlier uh, training model is not overridden. So this is the key feature of it.
Okay, thanks, Hemant. So like he was saying that more than one teams will be using this. And that is the reason we are introducing this page, so that suppose team A is doing some analysis on CRM application and team B wants to do some analysis on their OMS application. So one training does not override second training. So we are trying to keep these projects as separate. So separate projects, separate modules, separate learning. That is the key feature for this. We added our new project and new module. We are proceeding now. And here you see, so this is a different page for a different problem. So here we are taking the recommendation, we are training it. This was last trained on this date. We are giving the recommendation and suggestions. So input is, could be anything here. It could be Splunk, it could be Kubernetes, it could be database, or it could be a plain Excel. We have integrated it with all of those CI/CD tools so that it is seamless. Once we receive the, as soon as we click on one of these tabs, the input will be received and the input data will be trained. Now after training, what happens? We click on this get recommendations and we get the recommendations like your performance will be degrading in 30 minutes, or there will be an anomaly on this point. Once we get the recommendation, that is our area of interest. After that, we have the suggestions like what needs to be done. Disk needs to be cleaned up, memory needs to be freed up, or how we are doing this. We can do it by integrating it with the CI/CD pipeline. We can launch Jenkins from here. We can launch some script from here and we can solve it. So train, get recommendation, suggest and fix. You can see schedule Jenkins. We are trying to give historical data as well so that you can analyze that what kind of issues happened in the past. Just to, if somebody wants to pull out the reports, they can do from here. So this is what we, yeah. So you see that this is a pop-up. When you will click on this get recommendation, this is what will happen. This analysis will happen and you'll see these red dots. These are the outliers which we will be predicting, that these are the points where the performance will be degraded, and based on this we can take the next steps. Like I was saying, this is a dummy or raw data. We cannot show the live data from our project, so that is the reason these are modified data. And now I'll quickly go through the third video. This video solves the problem of triaging. Like I was saying that the IT team is flooded with so many unwanted problems or alerts or requests. So we are trying to solve their problems. We are trying to move the tickets to the correct queues or correct teams. It will save a lot of time to IT guys or infra guys or ops guys, and they will be able to focus on the problems and they will put more energy in making the system up rather than solving these problems, which can be automated. This is a common page. Third problem, new project. And there are numerous features. Because of the time constraints, we cannot show all of them. So we are just showing three problems which we are solving here: outages, performance, and moving the tickets or ticket analysis to the correct queue. Here we are doing the analysis. So first we are training it, uploading the file, training it, and you can see that these are the incidents which happened, and RCA is these servers, and accordingly they are getting moved to the correct teams. So incidents, we took the training of previous history incidents, then we got the list of what are the incidents which happen. IT guy will get the list of incidents which happen today. He will feed into the system, and accordingly he'll get the ready-made analysis, which is approximately 88% accurate, and accordingly he'll move. So it will save their lot of time. So these are the three things which I wanted to cover, and that's all from my side. So questions and answers.
So, but I think there is one question that we can take it up. That what are the prerequisites to implement this model in organization? Do we need to study any programming language or any AI/ML thing?
Okay,
So I
that's right.
believe, in order to develop it, yeah, go ahead,
So
go ahead.
basically, we have already developed it. You need not to learn anything. It is plug and play. Everything is coded. If you are a user, if you are a project, then you need to configure a project, and that's it. All the AI and ML, we have learned it, we have implemented. You are the users of it. You need not to do. This is a plug and play. You just do the flow of the things like I explained, and training will be done automatically, no programming language, and after that you can feed the system and predict it. So that is the no explicit programming language is required or knowledge is required.
Yeah, just you need to configure your K8 clusters, or your Splunk or Kibana or any other, or your DB. You just need to configure it, and it will take the data accordingly for your specific applications, and then you can go ahead and use it. Any other questions?
Any other questions, anyone who would like to ask? Okay, so thank you very much for your time, and like I was saying that this will be a path breaking product. No product happen is as of now available in the market which can solve the system stability problems or server issues with AI and ML. With this, thank you for your time, and we are wrapping up.